James chapter 1 and verse 27 says this, that religion that God our Father accepts as pure and faultless is this, to look after orphans and widows in their distress and to keep oneself from being polluted by the world. Hey DWO family, it's Bishop Andre, and I am so thankful that you've taken the time to click on today. I am here with my good friend Missy from Bethany Christian Services. She is the church liaison of their ministry for the southeastern Michigan area, and she's going to share with us a little bit today about what Bethany Christian Services does. And we're so excited to partner with you, to come alongside you, and to be one of the churches that undergirds what you are doing.
Amen.
So Missy, would you just share with us your heart?
Bethany is a Christian child welfare agency. Right now we have about 113 offices around the United States. We also offer child welfare services in about 17 countries around the world. We are actually the largest adoption agency in the country. And so to bring it back home though, in Michigan right now, Bethany is focusing on foster care and adoption and safe families. And right now in Michigan, we have about 13,000 children who are in foster care. And out of those 13,000 children, about 6,000 of them are waiting for an adoptive family. So what I like your audience to know is that these are hurting children. A child coming into foster care is a child who's been abused or neglected. And so who better to embrace these children and love on these children than believers, than those who love the Lord Jesus Christ. So our hope as a Christian agency is that we love to partner with churches, working with churches to find Christian homes, to embrace these children, love these children, and to share the compassion of Jesus Christ with these children.
That's awesome.
Because they need to heal,
Yes,
you know.
yes.
And so we're very excited for the partnership that we have with DWO. I'd like to share a little bit more about the specific ministries that we have. I mentioned foster care. There's such a great need to have foster families, especially from the Metro Detroit area. We don't have as many homes from Metro Detroit. We have many suburban families that are taking in our children. But that's a little heartbreaking because many of our children are coming into foster care from Wayne County. And so if our children are being placed in other counties, you're taking them out of their community.
Sure.
And so our desire is, it's hard enough for a child to come into foster care and being taken away from their family. And then if on top of that, you're also taking them out of their community, that's even more heartbreaking.
Right.
And so Bethany's desire now is to find more homes in the city of Detroit. We just opened a Detroit office the end of February. We're located in the new Life Remodeled building right there on Collingwood and LaSalle. And so my job as the church liaison is to reach out to pastors in Detroit and let them know of the tremendous need we have to help strengthen families and to minister to these hurting children. But the other ministry I would definitely like to highlight as well is that of safe families. It is a unique ministry. We're the only agency in Michigan that is authorized to provide the Safe Families ministry. And I'd just like to share what that ministry is all about.
Please do.
So Safe Families is, I'm going to give a quick scenario. Like I said, children coming into foster care are children who've been abused or neglected. But unfortunately, a lot of children end up in foster care who should not be there. And an example would be, say, a mom who had to have emergency surgery. She's a single mom. She has 2 small children, ages 3 and 5, but she has no support. So typically in a situation like that, if she had no one to care for her children, the hospital would call Child Protective Services to take her children and would place them into foster care. Those children do not belong in foster care. They're not abused or neglected. This mom is just in a short-term crisis situation where she needs help. So Bethany's program called Safe Families is a completely church-run program where we have host families who would be willing to meet this mom at the hospital, to bring her children into the Safe Families ministry. They will come into this family's home on a power of attorney. So let's say it's going to take mom about 6 weeks to rehab. So those children will be with this host family for 6 weeks. When mom is rehabbed, those children come right back home to mom. She doesn't have to go through any kind of issues to try to get her children back, like if they had been in foster care, none of that. So the children would just come right back home to her. So it's a beautiful ministry. It is a ministry that is completely church run. So the church not only would they have a host family that will be taking care of the children for the 6 weeks, but the church could also have a person who would embrace mom while she's in the hospital,
Yes.
going to visit with mom, sharing whatever her needs are. They're there to minister to her in the hospital. When mom goes home, another person at the church could maybe be bringing her meals, things like that. We call it Christian hospitality. It's what the church used to do. and we're excited to be involved in that now because it's a way to the church to wrap their arms around a family that's in crisis. And so this mom does not have to worry about losing her children to the foster care system. It's short term. So most Safe Families placements are only, they can go anywhere from a couple of days to the longest is maybe 6 months. But the average is actually about 30 days.
Okay.
So a family that will be willing to be involved in this ministry, they just have to be a member of a church. You do have to get a pastor's reference to be a Safe Families host. And we want the church to be a Safe Families church, meaning that, like I said, it wouldn't just be host families that are coming from the church, but individuals who would minister, like I said, at the hospital or bring meals to the mom at home, those types of things. So it's something for everybody. Everybody can be involved in orphan ministry in this way. So we're very excited about Safe Families and being able to offer that in the Metro Detroit area.
That's awesome.
It is incredible. But I always have to say the need is still so great for foster parents. Foster parenting is a much longer commitment. It is a sacrifice. It is, it's very challenging. But to see children heal when they come into a stable, loving, nurturing home, and to see those children, you see them transform before your eyes. It's a beautiful thing because all children desire to be loved and to be nurtured. And so even as a foster family, to provide that to a child and to see that child healed is a wonderful thing. And the goal of foster care is for that child to be reunited with their birth family. So at Bethany, you're working with the birth family to help them overcome whatever brought the children into care. Mm-hmm. Right now in our area, not just in our area, but around the country, the opioid crisis, substance abuse is kind of running rampant in our country, and mental illness. And so unfortunately, children are being hurt in that because then they're not being parented the way God intended.
Exactly.
And so the need, again, is great for Christians to make the difference. And so however long a child is in your home, you're nurturing them, you're loving them, you're sharing Christ with them. Those children will heal. They're on the way up to healing. The parents, we're working with the parents and helping them to heal. So prayerfully, when the child is reunited and there's a relationship that has developed, that you can continue with that family. So it can be an ongoing ministry. So I hope that many of those who are listening will be encouraged to check into possibly becoming a foster parent or Safe Families, host family would be wonderful because we really need you. The children really need you.
Yes, and you can look at the bottom of your screen. On the bottom of the screen, you'll see our website address. You'll see Bethany Christian Services website address, and you can contact Missy through either one of those connections. And you know, Paul said to the church at Corinth, he said, "Follow me as I follow Christ."
Amen.
And I am a forerunner, if you will, for foster care here in Detroit World Outreach as a senior pastor, because I am in my final stages. My wife and I, yes, we're in our final stages of getting licensed to be foster care parents.
Amen.
So we love what you do. We're excited to partner with you. Let's use our resources. And God doesn't just bless us so that we can keep everything like that. He blesses us with abundant wealth so that our hands can remain open and allow it to spill out to others. So those of you that are watching today, prayerfully consider foster care, prayerfully consider the Safe Family Initiative, and continue to look at the bottom of your screen. All of the contact information that you need is there. I want to take the time to thank you for tuning in today, hearing from my heart, hearing from Missy's heart, and hearing about this awesome opportunity that we as the Detroit World Outreach Church family have to partner with Bethany Christian Services. God bless you, Missy, and God bless every one of you that are watching. I love you. I can't wait to see you again.